Hey friends, it's Tuesday. It's maybe 4 o'clock. So it's time for a drink. We went back to school today after spring break, and by back to school, I mean remote learning. So I am stay-at-home dad, teacher by day, wild mixologist by night. And by night, I mean 4 p.m. Anyway, since we're back to school, I thought that I would do a series this week of back to school drinks using food and beverages that are supposed to be for the kids from around the house. So my first, these are all creations that I'm just going to kind of go with and see how they work out. Never tried them before, just came up with them this week. So my first creation is going to be, I guess you could call it an old-fashioned, but it's not really an old-fashioned. Let me tell you, it's going to be a peanut butter and jelly cocktail. So what I have is this screwball, which is marketed as peanut butter whiskey. It definitely tastes like peanut butter. It doesn't taste like whiskey. That doesn't mean it's not good, but it really doesn't taste like whiskey. It does contain peanuts. It tastes like peanut butter. The closest thing I would say is like a Frangelico or something like that, but a peanut butter version. So I'm gonna do about 2 ounces of that. Now this is not a sophisticated cocktail by any means, so I didn't even bring out my jigger today. I'm just gonna freehand this one and see how it goes. So that's the peanut butter. Here's the jelly. I went with Smucker's. We have some fancy jelly in the refrigerator, but I said, no, we got to go with the Smucker's for this one. That's strawberry jelly, and that's just going to be a hefty squeeze, we'll call it. So now you got the whiskey and you got the sweetener. That's why I'm calling this an old-fashioned variation. And my bitters are going to be chocolate bitters because, I don't know, why not, right? They're not too bitter, but it is going to dry out some of the sweetness of this cocktail. Obviously, this cocktail is not going to be a high-end balanced cocktail. It's going to be sweet. That's the point, right? So anytime you're working with jelly or jam or preserves in a drink, you're going to want to do a dry shake first, because if you add the ice to it right away and start shaking, the jelly gets stuck to the ice, and then when you pour it out, it doesn't really come into the drink. It kind of stays in the shaker. So we're going to shake that up for a little bit, and then I'm going to add the ice to it now that it's got a little bit of a head start at mixing together. Hope everybody's doing well. My kids had a good day at home school, and they did drive me to want to have a drink, but love them anyway. Shake that up real nice. Smells good. Let's see how this turns out together. Again, when you're working with jelly or jam or preserves, you definitely want to shake it up really well. I'm going to do it for a little bit. In the meantime, maybe you can think about what this drink should be called, if it's good enough to name it. Sometimes you make a drink and it's not good enough to even name it. So my first thought was liquid lunchbox. But if you have something better, please comment down below. My hands are freezing. So I'm not going to pour it using the small end of the shaker because I want to get more of that jelly out. I'm going to use my strainer, and it looks really good. Has a nice color to it. Seems like the jelly mixed in really nicely. I guess that's because this is not as high end as some other things. No offense, Smucker's, but it looks really good. And to top it off, I kind of balled out on my garnish. I figured, gotta get Nutella involved with a peanut butter sandwich if possible. So I have a little frozen banana slice with some Nutella spread over the top of it. That's not gonna mix in with the drink. I'm just gonna eat that after I have the drink. And Let me give that a taste for you. It's actually pretty good, you know? It's a little bit too sweet for me. Obviously, what did I expect that to taste like? That's exactly kind of what I expected it to taste like. Not sure if I could drink that whole thing. So in case that was the outcome, I planned ahead, and I wanted to show you a bartender's trick. This is the way to turn any so-so cocktail, and I guess fix it by using just a beer. Now what you want to do is you want to open the beer and then take the cocktail, hand it to somebody else, tell them that was a mistake and it's on the house, and then you just drink the beer. Cheers. Stay healthy.